Some facts about ghosts. Do ghosts have a gender? Are they male or female? Of course, if this real ghost, then human ghost, then they will appear in their gender form. If you are female, will appear as a female. Hence, in this perspective, there is no gender, but on the basis of the appearance of the subtle form psychological characteristics, they are differentiated into male and female forms. For example, the female couple, this is not ghosts, this is demons. Those are all demons, nothing to do with human. This person is stupid. Which is another thing, which supposed to be a female that is deal with white or black arts, has nothing to do with ghosts already. So yeah, this is kind of religion, mixed truth with fantasias and misconceptions. Whereas subtle sorcerers mantrek, those ones are do mago negros, are generally male. When ghosts materialize, the apparent form is most influenced by the appearance in sex. Of course, who doesn't know that? There is so higher order ghosts like subtle sorcerers have the ability to assume a form as per their liking. Of course, they are demons or reptilians. Subtle sorcerers are ghosts with very high spiritual power. Of course, after all, they are magos, comparable to the spiritual powers of saints, of course. In order to acquire such a level of spiritual power, a subtle sorcerer needs to perform intense spiritual practice and deepen meditation inside a cave for years and years and years, abstain from many things, with single-minded focus and rational thinking. As the quality of single-mindedness and rational thinking are more male-related characteristics, subtle sorcerers generally take up a male form. Because the male energy is the one who rules the matrix. That's why, not because men are more rational. Man is usually more rational than females. Yeah, maybe. However, there are exceptions. Not those cis men, because nowadays everybody is starting to see cis queers, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a male to be logic and pragmatic. Just have to think properly and be intelligent. What's the lifespan of a ghost? It depends, dude. It's gonna depend where they want to go, whether they want to stay here, whether they want to transmute everything, whether they are called for to be reincarnated again or whatever, or they are just destroyed, because we are not that body. Sometimes in the other side they decide that they will transform that ethereal spiritual astral body with the light body. They will transform them into a monster or something else, a demon. Then they will do. Otherwise they will remain for years as a ghost. It will depend not only on the entity itself, but on those sorcerers and those demons, reptilian Dracos that controls this universe. In the case of humans, the term lifespan means the period between their birth and death. In the case of ghosts, this would signify the period There's no sense. In the case of a ghost, it signifies the period between the subtle, the astral body becoming ghost to the eventual rebirth on earth. And it will depend. They can transform into something else. They can be used because that body will be um, recycled and constructed many other things, because the nature which we are, which is the divine consciousness, you will go on, move on. What left behind is the light body, which doesn't quite belong to the. It's very hard to tell, very complex, but it doesn't quite belong to this world. Oh, to the supreme force, the supreme being. Just the lifespan of a ghost is varied. In the case of inferior order ghosts exist in the nether region, it could be anywhere around 50 to 400 years. Ghosts that have been relegated to the deeper rungs of hell and who are instrumental in doing wide-scale harm to humanity, because they are conditioned to do so. They are programmed, they are refurbished, they are programmed to do so, not because they want through their free will. Because there is hierarchy, there is, let's say, a higher power that asks them to do so. Harm to humanity can remain a ghost for thousands of years. That's nonsense. Those are demons already. People, ghosts that become demons, that were refurbished, recycled to become that. Ghosts can be released out of this state depending on the following general rule: on completion of the suffering that they are destined to face in the various regions of hell and the nether region for their demerits. Nonsense. For ghosts with spiritual level less than 30%, in the spiritual realm, the only way to get out of their region and the suffering associated with it is by doing spiritual practice. Ghosts of a spiritual level below 30% are most unlikely to do spiritual practice in the subtle region to help themselves spiritually. These types of ghosts include our ancestors who have passed away and who have led to non-spiritual strength. They typically would go to the nether region or some region of hell. The reason that they cannot do spiritual practice in this region is because while on earth, they were not habituated to do any spiritual practice. As a result, when they pass over without the know-how and the requisite tools for spiritual practice, they are again unlikely to do any spiritual practice to help themselves in these regions. And would they need to? Would you have to? Do you have to? The deeper the rung of hell that they go to, the greater is the suffering. As they cannot help themselves spiritually, they try and call out to their family members on earth to do something for them. Yeah, that may be true, In this part, I believe. However, this thing that we need to do and needed to is two different things, because in the absolutely sense of things, if it were really God to have created all that, we wouldn't need all this. However, because once the devil who created this astral body, then we may not say we, but this astral body maybe have to go through all this. And this astral body to me is not the soul. The soul is just another thing, and this belongs to God. The language that they generally communicate through is the language of pain. By inflicting pain on the dissident or not, no, there's no sense, man. I don't believe that they do this purposely, although there may be a chances that it would happen is most unlikely that they will purposely do such a thing to their loved ones who remains on earth. They hope that the dissident will stop. Nobody will ask for help inflicting pain, man. Nobody will do that. Unless they are angry, they are suffering there, and people maybe enjoy here not to remember them. You see? So they will start to get jealous and angry. However, I don't think that if they were okay, they decide they will come and do harm purposely to their dissidents here or their family. I don't believe we'll stop and look at the spiritual way to overcome their problems. Eventually, the dissident does stop and ask someone who can see into the subtle realm. Thereby, the dissidents get to know that the chronic problems that they are facing in life are doing to their ancestors. They are then advised to do some specific spiritual ritual or remedy for the ancestors. I see that the rich people doesn't care. They build their loved ones, and that's about. They go about their own life, their affairs, their busy kind of life and desires. They do not care for their dead ancestral. So my question is, why then their ancestral who already died, do not disturb them? Why they don't come to inflict illnesses that cannot be diagnosed, or some kind of a mental disease, or some bad luck to them? Why? Why all the poor have to go through all this? So this leaves a blank, a question to be filled. Why only the poor? Why not the rich? Why the rich does not get affected by those supposedly ancestral ghosts? Why? Why do they prosper? Why? So I don't believe that it's true, that maybe demons. Yeah, I believe maybe it's demons who come here to disturb the others, but not our ancestral. This is very hard to believe. I know that some of them will come to us for help. This is something else. However, to inflict damage to others, to harm their dissidents here, I find it hard to solve on this fact, this half-cooked fact, because to me this is just superstitions and cultural beliefs. By doing this specific spiritual remedy, the dissident has achieved the following: isolate themselves from ancestral problems, help the ancestors by giving them the necessary spiritual boost to move towards a better sub-region and the subtle regions, and burn any karma that they have between them, they may have with their ancestors. Now, why would we have karma with our ancestor? I mean, those 7th generation, the 10th generation, we have nothing to do with our parents or our I would say our great parents, great ancestors. We have nothing to do with it. Why would they harm or curse the generation forward? That's the future generation for. I don't get it, and I don't want to believe, and I do not believe it. I find it hard to grasp this kind of ideology. I find it very hard to believe. To be reborn on earth, and spiritual practice helps liberate them from the ghost type of existence. It allows them to be reborn on earth faster, to complete the give and take accounts they are coming, to take up spiritual practice, because we can just do much. First of all, we don't see the other invisible world. There's nothing people reincarnated in the physical earth or planes can do about, rather than wish them the best, that they be strong and fight for their rights and their liberation in the other side. As the minimum we can do, not just burning candle like right now is the days of the dead, right? Is the day of the dead, the day of the dead. They celebrate it on Americas. Okay, so the most we can do is go there, say something in the graveyard, pray for them, and the Mexican will offer them offerings just like the Asiatic people, because they have ancestrality for Asia. So that's the most we can do. We cannot go there. We cannot dislocate. We cannot astral travel just to help them to decide when we here badly can help ourselves. So my question is, why or not would these ancestral souls, which is our great parents, great ancestors, what the hell we have to do with them? We have nothing to do with them. I think they have to get a wake-up call and start to know that we have nothing. We don't own them much. You understand? We do not own them much. For them to come and then charge so many things and expect so many things from the dissidents. We are not responsible for them. I'm so sorry. You have to solve it with your gods, your masters, whatever you believe it in, and we have nothing to do with it. I cannot help myself. I help yourselves? Doesn't make any sense. I'm a person who is very logical. I look at the logical and the pragmatic side of a thing before I go to the emotional and the superstition side of things in the theological or religion sphere. I see no sense. It doesn't make any logic to me. For ghosts with spiritual level higher than 30%. Ghosts of a spiritual level higher than 30% generally have been exposed to some type of regular spiritual practice when or not. As a result, they can go to some spiritual practice in the subtle planes of existence here after death. However, that's the religion people they mean. However, there are a number of factors that can affect the ability to sustain the spiritual practice. These factors include various worldly desires. For example, if a person has desire of varying intensity for food, alcohol, or sex, then they evolve themselves in pursuing these things through possessing a person. Now, this doesn't make any sense again. Now there's brackets to be filled here. Why would a person follow religion or a spiritual practice or follow a certain code of moral conduct and then still go for illicit sex? I mean casual sex with just anyone that they meet, get alcoholized, go for alcohol, get what they call addicted to alcohol and drugs or food, be a gluttony. Why? What for I go to follow religion if I don't want to have a code of moral conduct? Why? You see here the discrepancy of this people mentality. Do you see the failure in all those things here said? So you cannot trust these people. They are just into religion, the religion sickening. As a result, they can get easily distracted from the spiritual practice and are unable to help themselves and also any further demerits. That's bull crap. Moreover, ghosts of a higher level, such as those magos, you idiot, can take advantage of desires and worldly attachments of the lower ghosts. Those are demons, you idiot. So the astral sorcerers control the lower ghosts through these desires. Those are your masters. Your masters are demons, and that's why you are conniving with them. No, you are lying, defending them, because you have the urge to. After all, it befits you to be like that. Through this, by forcing them to do evil deeds, they return for fulfillment of the desire provided by them. I don't believe you are lying. It also depends on the motivation of subtle bad example of the ghost to do spiritual practice. As in astral body at a lower spiritual level, but with a higher motivation may do better spiritual practice than a astral body at a high spiritual level, but with lower motivation. Thus, it is very important to make a strong impression about spiritual practice in the subconscious mind when alive. Spiritual practice done for the purpose of realizing God is a guaranteed way. He's lying. This person is lying. This people or person is lying because there is many people there who profess themselves to be religions. However, they are in hell. So it is not true. They do this because when you go into religion, you make a pact with the devil itself and form a contract with those beings. So that's why they have to promote their hierarchy here through religions. Way of accessing a higher level of protection from God. And this God is your master demons. That's why you are in cohort with them, dude. And reduce one's desire attachment to the one way with the pain that goes. That's nonsense. Grace of ascent. Sometimes ghosts get out of the state of being ghosts, but they retain the grace of saints by serving them, doing penance, begging for mercy, etc. And they also can become a devil by go to the left side of the hierarchy and then walk for Lucifer. This happens, and then they form satanic cults. So, and then this cult will be conducted here on earth by the followers who are into cults of certain religion. Let's say religious cult like African cults. Relief from their ghostly existence. However, practical life is extremely rare for it to actually happen. The reasons, as we explained above, are their tendency to get distracted from doing any spiritual practice due to their desires or the severity of suffering in the negative subtle regions. The dissidents are ignorant to the root cause of the chronic problem that they face, which is doing to their ancestor. Hence, the dissidents do not do any spiritual remedy or ritual for their ancestor. They don't know. Because of intense desire, they can fall into the subtle sorcerer's hands. And those they will do away now if this nonsense of hell, purgatory, they will do away with it. Even though they may have been comparatively less evil even though they may have been comparatively less evil when they was attained by God's form with the passage of time, they can go from bad to worse. Yep. The reasons for this are that they go into negative vortex trying to fulfill their desires and thus earning more demerits. They continue to be stuck in the state until either they finish their punishment for their evil deeds or increase their spiritual levels once to move on. Thus, the life span of a ghost may run its hundreds of years as they get stuck for centuries due to their desires, ego, evil deeds, and lack of spiritual practice. And 100 years here may be, I would say, 10 years of AC life that how come people live all this day? How come this light body will say so long being penance and not be punished for? And how about the others who would come every time many people die every day, and then if there will be no more vacancy on the other side, then how? Where to put all those light body, right? Must have vacancy. So in order to have a vacancy, either they destroy their body, they make another thing and send them off to work for Lucifer to another planes of existence, or they incarnate them, okay, or send them to other place that is being constructed or have a vacancy like the umbral, the purgatory or something like that. Okay, so it doesn't make sense that a ghost will live in hell for 100,000 of years, blah 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 blah, when there's no mass vacancy and people are dying all the time. In the case of higher order ghosts in the various regions of hell, their lifespans to 100,000 of years till the end of the universe. This because of the severity of their evil deeds, evil impressions, and their higher ego. As a result, they keep moving progressively into the downward regions of hell with almost no hope for liberation from those regions. I find it very hard to believe this ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. But maybe all this is a state of mind, who knows? And it's ridiculous to say that somebody will stay there for 1,000 and 100,000 years. That's nonsense. Do ghosts, demons, devil, negative energy grow in age with time just like animals and trees? Humans possess a mortal body, it's born and grow. Everybody knows that. Growth and age are those functions of, everybody knows. The ghosts do not have a physical body. These characteristics of a physical body are inapplicable to them. The growth of a ghost is referred to increase in their spiritual power, their black energy, or their ability to fight with the divine positive powers. From where do ghosts get the energy or power? Sometimes they can suck ectoplasm from others, or I don't know, or they get some kind of frequency there. They are given therapy frequency, who knows? Ghosts, demons, they of higher spiritual levels usually have hundreds of years of spiritual practice behind them. They get the energy from their spiritual practice. But since all acts of ghosts are evil, with every act their spiritual energy is depleted. Especially when they come up against positive energy influence. A lot of the energy is lost in some instances. They withdraw and take up a spiritual practice like meditation, or they make use of mantras to gain spiritual energy or power. No, I don't believe so. How come especially when they come up against a good positive influence, so a lot of energy is lost. So that's mean what? That even after death, our light body energy is being drawn out whenever we get into bad mood and be negative. I don't buy that. I'm so sorry. I do not buy. In such instances, they withdraw and take up a spiritual practice like meditation, or they make use of mantras to gain spiritual energy or power. They don't have to do it. They don't have to. Once we die, we gain all the things that have been robbed, have been stolen from us. All those senses, all the things, the DNA is then intact, is then brought back and become intact again. So we will have a lot of power, a lot of abilities that was stolen from us to fit into this body. You see, this body, physical body, impedes us and limits us from accomplishing all those telepathy feats and invisibility, and be able to teleport, etc. However, once we die, we again regain back all these lost powers taken from us. In most cases, lower level ghosts are like puppets in the hands of a higher level ghost. Those are demons who command them to execute a number of tasks on their behalf. Sometimes a lower order ghost may lack the requisite energy to only people possess them to fulfill their desires. I don't think so. Those are demons and devils. In this case, higher level ghosts provided them with energy to perform these tasks, and in return control them even further. Yeah, like I say, we yet do see higher level ghosts are not ghosts at all unless they have then graduate. By now they are there a long time, and then they graduate into demons, because as I said, once we die, if we go to this place, we will transform our body. The light body will transform something not so pleasant. The sight will be quite ugly. That will depend. And the ones that were there already for a long time already have turned into demons. What will happen? They have the power. They have frequencies, very high frequencies and power, and then they can provide this energy to the newcomers. However, I believe that they do that, but you have to do something else for them. And in this case, maybe join their rank, to tempt the people here to do evil, like cause a lot of havoc on that, and so on and so forth. So do ghosts possess intelligence? The intellect of no, they don't have, because they live through other people's instruction. They don't normally have their their complete entire intelligence intact, because once we die, our parts are then broken. Body goes to one side, causal astral body to another, and the conscience goes to another. As such, we lose most of our innate intelligence. Right now, I have intelligence because I'm full aware of who I am and what I'm here for. Many people, even within the body, doesn't have this ability. So what they'll do stupid thing. They will do harm to others. See, however, open the depth of the body when you this astral body comes out, and then they lose their conscience because the conscience liberates itself and goes back to the monad. The monad is the source where we come from, right? And the astral, it will go depend of the dominators, the controllers who controls everything around. Just we are left what with a fraction of we don't have autonomy. We become like a zombie. Ghost is a zombie. That's why I explain in other videos that when your ancestors die, when your family loved one dies, if they return to you after the 40 days or 1 year after their death, they will not be the same, because they're gonna lost their identity completely, and they are confused. They don't have the intelligence that we are able to have here now in this body, within this conscience and the soul, right? Ghosts are just a fraction of what we are composed of. So the intellect of normal human beings direct towards accomplishing various tasks in the world to satisfy them at physical and mental, psychological and spiritual levels. The human intellect has an inherent discriminatory element that guides the person about what is right and what's wrong. They can discriminate. That's right. That's what I forgot to say. They discriminate about what's wrong. They are able to discern what's wrong, what's bad. In a ghost form, you lose totally because you are confused. You are no more yourself. You lose your identity. You are no more yourself. So you cannot discriminate. You don't have this power to discriminate anymore. And also, what's to be pursued and what's to be abandoned. When we pass on and if we become ghosts, we tend to lose this discriminatory intelligence. The reason for this is that as an astral body, the main body is the mental body, which is full of desires, and it is not complete. All I can say is not complete because it lacks a soul. The mental body is just like a beehive. They will follow order of a hierarchy. So the intellect is then used single-mindedly to fulfill these desires. This is unlike on earth, where the intellect is used for a variety of things, physical activity, including the essentially earning a living. As a ghost becomes obsessed if you fulfill their desires of troubling others, their intellect is directed completely in this direction itself. The intellect is totally ego-based and restricted to acquiring power. The ghosts in the nether region, due to their lesser desires, have some semblance of human intelligence. The ghosts in the middle ranks, subtle sorcerers from the various regions of hell. Those who go to the first region to help the fourth are progressively more and more like they are like hive mentality. I knew it. More and more like robots in the hand of superior subtle demons. Okay, that's the reptile Lucifer. Superior subtle sorcerers have spiritual strength powers. They are very, very powerful. If they touch this body, it will tremble. Even if they touch the light body, you are able to shiver. Your body goes into spasm because the frequency is very, very tough, and it's not for us to concept. Superior subtle sorcerers have spiritual strength, power comparable to saints, and have access to high universal and absolute knowledge. Very, very knowledgeable. Can ghosts exist, survive in the earth, water, fire? Can. Why not? Yes, ghosts, these can exist or survive in all these areas. This is because ghost beings, astral bodies without physical bodies, are unaffected by earth, water, or fire and the earth vibration. However, ghosts of a lower order, like the common ghosts or those who have just entered the ghost order, fear water or fire based on the lingering impression from the human life. This soon passes away as the other ghosts educate them about the new status. Oh, how friendly educates them, huh? How much brotherhood in the other side. I've just said ghost order. Do ghosts ever sleep or rest? I don't know, but the demons, yeah, they can sleep. I heard that they can do. As there's no physical body, there's no requirement for sleep and rest like humans. In fact, ghosts are very restless creatures. They indulge perpetually in either troubling others, satisfying their desires, or doing spiritual practice to obtain energy to trouble others. Please note that true theoretically ghosts above the spiritual level of 10% can undertake spiritual practice. In reality, only ghosts, the devils of a higher order and spiritual level, are in a position to undertake spiritual practice such that they can gain energy from it. Yeah, but those they suck energy from the living. They do. The energy is so dense that they can suck energy from others. Do ghosts, demons, devil, negative energy have a family life? They have legions. The family life is there where they are. They know, they forgot about us. We become nothing for them. That's why sometimes when we lose one family member, we lose for good. And that's so sad to just remind of it. The concept of any family life is only relevant to inferior level ghosts. For example, the subtle bards of departed ancestors belong to a particular family on the earth plane flock together. Beyond this, there is no family life, especially in the context as understood in the paradigm of humankind. No, I don't believe they do, because we are here. This is just we are here just to play a game, and we have our own set of identity. And once the game is over, our identity also have to go. So there's no more family. Family is here to play in the big stage of make believe in this earth plane. So this one is all about some facts about ghosts. Let's see if we have more. Of course, to kill is very bad thing to do. Very, very, very. But the amount of sympathy depends on who is being killed. Oh, great! So I can kill a dog, a cat, because less, is it? Oh, dude, you are wrong, dude. You are wrong. You are very, very wrong. You cannot even kill Aquarius fish with that intention under which circumstances. No. Oh, so he said that what means is the intention, is it? The intention. And that the end justify the means. No, this does not exist, man, in the absolute kingdom of goodness or moral code of conduct. You see, this religion is very twisting. If we're gonna teach this to other people, they're gonna think, oh, it's okay to kill, so I'm just gonna kill anybody. Go around killing, especially kill animals, dogs, cats, etc. This person is twisted. Drawing based on subtle picture of a ghost, symptom of a ghost affect possessed effects. This person is sick. Spiritual research has shown that almost entire world is affected by ghosts at some time or the other in their life, and they say that they have opened portal recently, and that a lot of ghosts come out from hell to tempt and disturbing people here. Ghosts and demons. That's how you can see the case of this woman in white called La Llorona that give that howl like I don't know what, a terrible cry. That one is not the real ghost. That one is a demoness, you see. And there's many other cases where they are sent here to disturb others. About 10% of the world population is possessed by ghosts. Being affected or possessed by ghosts reduces a person's capacity insidiously and progressively increasing degrees. Hence, it is imperative that one gets to know about it at the earliest so that remedial measures can be undertaken. But as the process of being affected by ghosts happens at spiritual level, beyond the understanding of the five senses, mind, and intellect, whether a person is affected or possessed or not, can in actuality only be understood by sense above the 70% spiritual level or by persons advised in sixth sense. As most people lack both in spiritual level and advised sixth sense, the majority of affected and possessed people are unaware of the affected state. Yep, I can discern that, and then I do straightway the healing. Because if I don't do the healing, I'm in trouble. In this article, we have listened to some of the various symptoms that are typically seen when ghosts affect the various systems of the body. These same symptoms can be seen in routine illnesses affecting the concerned systems. So when those symptoms are unexplained or do not go away despite best conventional treatments to come up frequently at any intellectual level, we can think of the possibility of them being doing to ghosts. So what's the physical symptoms? The five sensory organs. Foul taste in the mouth. You can taste like bitter or I don't know, something disgusting like vomiting, nausea, experience of your eyes being pulled inside, irritation in the eyes, dryness of lips, mouth and throat. Those can be due to dehydration. Foul taste in the mouth can be due to liver condition or your bile, okay, your gallbladder. Due to the toxic tea or negativity in the ghost, a sticky layer is formed on the face and body of the affected person. Oily skin, rashes on the skin, eating feel of being touched. Pain, pinprick sensation, headaches and migraines, severe backache, body ache and inability to move, experience of strangulation. I know I have been through all this. Symptoms relate to the 9 body opening. When in the proximity of positive influence, see the ghost and devil leave the body through any of the 9 openings. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, mouth, penis, vagina, and anus. The person may experience as if gas is going out of any of these openings, or one may experience cough, yawning, sighing, burping, sneezing, cannot breathe properly, as per the opening involved. And when they are there, that they want to suffer, like take away your energy, you feel like you cannot breathe properly. You like you talk a bit and you have to inhale, you understand, or exhale, because sometimes those entities trying to suck up your energy. Demons, devil, that's terrible. So the eyes, the nostrils, the ears, the mouth, the genitalia, inclusive the anus, that's terrible. Not allowing the person to have his meal, loss of appetite, nausea or sight of food, feeling better after getting away from food, or vomiting, high fever, sharpened appetite, frequent hunger, and having heavy meals. The absolute fire principle, teja, is required to digest food. As men consists predominantly of the absolute earth principle, Prutivitava, he cannot digest a lot of food, but if he is possessed by ghosts, the devil's negative energy, he can do so. As the ghost consists of the absolute air principle, which is fire, they can digest the food by use of the absolute fire principle. But why you need it? Sure, when we are constructed the ability to digest, enough fire in the digestive system, right? So why you need the ghost to aid us to aid us to accomplish this feat? So I do not believe that ghosts help us digest. The productive system, the ability to have children, recurring accident, electric shock, domestic accidents, heated the oil fly from the frying pan, or scalded by water, hot water, repeated vehicle accident in certain location, or scalding by hot water. Suddenly you are doing something, take a kettle, hot kettle, to make your tea or coffee, or doing something else, and then suddenly the kettle of water, or even the pot of hot water that you are boiling to make your noodles will fall over you and then cause a disaster. Fidgeting, restlessness due to the increase in basic black energies. Contorted movements, tics, making sounds, making moans and weird sound and not to remember anything afterwards, make animal sounds. The ghost is speaking through the possessor depends on the voice of the opposite sex. Vital energy, Parana Shakti, is the life sustaining energy of the body. Spiritually evolved person, vital energy. Person not spiritually evolved 100% of a vital energy. Amount of vital energy according to extent of distress by ghost. Extent of distress 5. Amount of vital energy not 5%. Five percent. Generally, the maximum distress possible is 40%. So we are left with very little vital energy, and how to harness, how to gather all this back by protect yourself, clean your body, your thoughts, see who you associate with, watch your activities, live a moral conduct, a clean life, eating mostly vegetables and fruits, soups, all things organic from the earth, and go walk in nature. At the same time, generally the maximum stress possible is 50%. This stress will include both getting affected in possession by negative energies. It's because it's like by fighting the demons when it decreases below 10%. Oh my god! Oh, now this shocks me now. If it decreases below 10%, the persons lose the battles and die. I know that many people not believe me, in what this thing is saying here, but it's really true, because right now we are having the Day of the Death in the Americas, and there is this family. Only this Friday, now for me is Monday 4, and it happened on the second, I think, second of this month. First, the little boy gets sick. It's a family, young family, mother, father, and 3 children, aged 5, 4, and 1. First, the youngest of all gets sick of a high fever, suddenly, and later on pass on to the older sister, 5-year-old, and they become very weak. They couldn't move, very, very weak. So after that, pass to the another boy, the boy, 4-year-old boy. He also couldn't move. They become there, like they lay in bed like some kind of in coma, couldn't move, couldn't talk. And later, the mother also. Result, although this poor family were warded in the hospital, the mother, 29-year-old, the baby, no, not the baby went to the auntie's house, the 4-year-old and the 5-year-old, 3 members of the family, and nobody exactly know the causes. The doctor is trying to ascertain what's the cause of their disease, and right now also this woman's family, her mother, cousins, sisters also got affected by the same illness. She already in another city, a bit far away, not the same district. So I see that there's something to do with spiritual possessions and spiritual distress, that is affecting this family, and then is affecting the children as well. When a person is affected or possessed by ghosts, he displays the following mental symptoms: not feeling like speaking to a colleague or family member without any reason, like this family, and then the eyes keep on rolling, feeling like distancing oneself from a colleague or family member without any reason. Yeah. Behave contrary to one's nature. Yeah. They try to isolate themselves. Intermittent crying, startle without any reason. You will tremble also. Your body will like get like in shock, in start to tremble. and you start want to hit something or someone because your nervous system is not strong enough. The other need is anxiety, depression, fear, mental illness, suicidal thoughts. The ghosts have to spend just 5% of the energy to scare a person by showing him skulls, frightening images. What? Why would he do that for? Oh, okay. Might be that that demons will appear as skulls and a frightened image, then come to them. And then on Friday, I dream that there was this ugly ghost, very yellow face. It's not white, yellow face. The eye, the hair very gray, long. That spectre, so very ugly spectre, and it had a very long face. I don't know whether a male or female. It's more towards a male than a female, and it was very tall, and he was trying to scare me. No, while asleep, he was trying to scare me. It was on Friday night. Now it's already Monday at 1 a.m. Monday, 4 of November 2019. So I dreamed that thing, and then he tried to kiss me on my lips. That was disgusting, disgusting. I was not amused, I was not scared, and I know I didn't get angry, neither I cursed away or did anything. I know. Feeling like strangulating, yeah, that's true. Or start to bang the thing. When you see people shaking their hands, move like this, the hands moving, even like fidgeting a lot, then that person may be in a lot of psychic attack. Reduction of faith in God, anger about others. When a person affected or possessed by ghosts feel anger towards another person without any substantial reason, then it is most likely to be due to the ghost, demons. In such circumstances, one should learn to disregard the anger. Yeah, just ignore that the person, because they are not in themselves. They need help. Feeling like harming others. Yeah, a possessed person can feel like harming himself or others. Yep, that's very true. Also, in the course of spiritual remedies to exorcise, the person may feel like harming others. In such case, at the very onset, when the possession is not quite complete and some control is present on self, the person should let others know of these feelings. Otherwise, once the possession person manifests, his control over himself is lost, and he can harm the person treating him. So then he can harm the person treating him. Yeah. That's most of them need to be tied up, because the entity inside sometimes it's not one, it's not two, but many. Sexual symptoms, increase of decreased sexual drive. Yep. If a female ghost possesses a woman, it attracts other male ghosts either directly or through the medium of other males possessed by male ghosts. Oh my goodness, that's so terrible. Such a woman do not feel the need for getting into a formal relationship with the opposite sex, like getting married. So she or he become promiscuous, not just a woman, but a man as well. They will get promiscuous. They come up with some excuse or the other to avoid such relationships. And they also can get homosexual. Yeah, a homosexuality to me is a mental disease or possession, because I have seen guys who are totally normal, normal, um, have girlfriends, work properly, and once they start to do drugs, they start to have tendencies to homosexualism, and then they are the way how they walk, the way how they project themselves totally changed. And then they would leave their girlfriend and find a man. The main reason behind the gay orientation of some men is that they are possessed by female ghosts. Yep. In Brazil, it's called pomba gira. It's a demoness, wear red and black. It is the female ghost in them that is attracted to other men. Yeah. Conversely, the attraction to females experienced by some lesbians is due to the presence of male ghosts in them. Is a incubus, and the woman is a incubus, and the man succubus. The ghost consciousness overpowers the person's normal. It's not the ghost, is you idiot. Those are demons. Overpower the person's normal behavior to produce a homosexual attraction. Spiritual research has shown that the cause for homosexual preferences lie predominantly in the spiritual realm. Yep, I knew that already. It's a possession. So physical causes 5% due to the hormonal changes. Physiological causes 10% having inexperience with a person of the same sex as a teenager or young adult that was pleasurable and therefore wanting to experience it again. Spiritual causes 5% mainly demons. I'm not saying even ghosts, say demon. Homosexuality can be overcome by regular spiritual practice. Chanting mudra niyas. Yep. To overcome homosexual tendencies and desires, one should perform the below spiritual healing remedies. Chant Om Hundraya Namaha, specific position of the fingers to channel the divine energy into the body and subtle body. One can keep the following mudra as shown in the above picture. Niyas. Niyas is the focusing of energy flow through the medium of the fingers joined together at the tips. By doing niyas, we focus our spiritual energy by directing our bunched fingers towards a particular energy center. It's recommended to perform niyas on the Sahasrara. Yeah, I believe that. Maybe the people won't believe, so you need to respect, but I do. Chant this chant on the night of the following morning. So here is the cure for homosexuality and promiscuity. The world is in dire need of it, because the 21st century, the age of Kali Yoga, the Kali Mata is a demoness by itself. Also believes a Pombagira and Pombagira, and is the Aquarius age, the age of Lucifer. So and Lucifer by itself is a gay, and he also is a tranny. So it's explained why when he ever come here, and it's not new age, it's an old age revisited, right? This kind of thing has been around for many years of years, and far behind in time. Also, we had the same problem with promiscuity or not, killing, which is more worse skill than promiscuity in homosexualism. Killing, a frenzy, killing spree. It's not new, but whenever Lucifer enters with his team, his gang, then all hell breaks loose. Let's say Buson is the last. Killing spree, especially of you women, okay, children and animals. Woman, children, animals. Second, promiscuity. Men and women lose their dignity and their moral conduct. Third, homosexuality. Okay, so that's explained, huh? So lack of sleep, excessive sleep, yeah, lack of sleep, insomnia, I had a lot. Sleep paralysis, yeah, it happened to me after my sister passed away. Oh my god, it was terrible. Oh, it was when it happened, I think June or July this year. And they come to me, they really want to snatch my soul. They want to snatch the light bud from me. And I feel my light bud like stretched, like like a dough, like a rubber or a dough, like a bread dough, being pulled in, and then I fight back, pull it in, and I bring it in, pull it in, and I fight in back again until they give up and I won. So came back for some time, normal sleep effect, came back for some time, heaviness of your head, being forced to sleep immediately. Yeah, and then you become like stupor, they call it stupor. You sleep stupor, like narcolepsy. You want to wake up and you feel your body very heavy. You want to wake up, you cannot. You just cannot. It just happened to this family that I say happened yesterday. Remedies, splashing water on the face, chanting other spiritual remedies. Nightmares, see intimidating with the face in forms of ghosts. Yeah, nightmares in which loved one die or killed by the person who is dreaming. Ooh, nightmares in which loved ones die or killed by the person. Seeing a ghost possession, acquaintance or loved one, and then feeling fear. Oh my god. Oh my god, I know now what's going on. Snakes harm one or more family members. Seeing a ghost possession, acquaintance. Oh, that's terrible. Marital disharmony. If one of the spouse is positive, then the ghost and the other spouse will experience distress when in close proximity of the spouse, because it cannot tolerate the high frequency, the positivity of one and him or her, because most of the times the man who is in bad mode or the man who is in black negativity, black energy. This will lead to apparent quarrels between the couple, is actually orchestrated by the ghost to prevent contact if we high frequencies or good energies in the home. Even if we both are possessed by ghosts, these too can lead to quarrels. And especially so if the two are possessed, they can even come to the extent of killing one another. Physical, mental, sexual abuse. Yeah. Intellectual distress, reduce intellectual output, forgetfulness, decrease in inspiration. Yeah. Inability become confused, become forget-minded. Inability to comprehend simple routine things, which is uncharacteristic of the person. Financial loss, being swindled by another person, losing money for nothing, being cheated, lackluster performance by the work in a company, frequent problem in the machinery, spiritual symptoms, stress related to 5 6. A person can experience the following distress in the dream: meditative waking state, foul smell, frightening sickness, seeing black halo around the head, frightening sickness, dead body, monstrous mutilated face, a human face with just the skeleton below. Human face. Yeah, I saw that in my sister, but I was not scared at all. I helped her, and I was glad to help. Dead body, monstrous mutilated face, human face. One time I saw in my ex-husband's room a very ugly, frightening thing. It was hovering above me, my body, and it was come toward me from the roof. And it had no body, but only the face, the monstrous, distorted, ugly facial expression, and a very long, messy gray hair. It was a gray-haired, ugly creature with the entrail from the neck hanging from the head. And then I get so all the those hair on my body stand on end, and then I woke up. And as soon as I'm about to come inside me, I wake up. But inside one is, oh my god, that's terrible. Just the arm from fingers 12 inside the window. I saw a face outside the window. It was a bearded man with gray hair, and it looked like a sorcerer, a witch sorcerer. Seeing a corpse burn inside one's stomach. Oh my god. Ghosts hanging from a tree. Colorful processions of ghosts. Dead bodies of seekers. Burned bodies of acquaintances. Mounds of corpses being carried away in trucks and lying heaps elsewhere. I saw that. But it doesn't mean that's because I was possessed by ghosts or whatever. I was having lucid dream out of the body experiences, and it had to do with aliens and non-ghosts. Glazed look in the eyes. I saw dead bodies in the army truck in the early days of Greece. It was been a great war there, and I was there. And once I opened up the canvas that covered up the truck, I saw a lot of burnt corpses, and they were already sizzling. And my mission there was to take out all the things that were sucking the last energy of those corpses. And I saw a lot of gray aliens sucking the energy of the corpses. So one by one I snatched it and I threw off the cliff. And as I touched their bodies, it was like marshmallow, so soft, so smooth and soft that I wanted to do it again and again. It's a mix of marshmallow with that silicone. Experiencing touch, somebody sleeping next to one, bed sheet being pulled, somebody's trying to awaken, somebody moving about in the room. What's that? Somebody's trying to awaken. What's that? Somebody tries to wake us up. Somebody has kept his hand on one's body, or is moving his hand over the body. What? His hands. Oh, not somebody, something. Something move around in the room. Something is trying to awaken. Something sleep next to one. Something, not somebody, something. That's why I was like, what? Somebody? Something has kept his hand on one's body or moved his head over the body. Slapping. Rape. Pull one to bed. Experience of unexplained touch on the body's parts, moaning during sleep, low backache on waking, pain in lower abdomen on open waking, white discharge from vagina. Oh, that's terrible. Distress exacerbates during new moon and full moon days. Hearing voices, hearing intake of breath, hearing sounds of footsteps, hearing shrieks, hearing one's name being called, or a laugh, sometimes a laugh. Distress do something. Depends distress when exposed to holy ash. Not be able to touch holy symbol. Avoid visit to saints, holy pilgrimage sites. Persons affected, possessed by ghosts, avoid visiting saints, holy places or temples. Some are forced to manifest in such the environment. To become manifest is in a way to be stripped of some of the black energy, and they don't want to get out, so they fear that environment. Hence, to avoid this, the ghosts leave the possessed person outside the area of influence of that holy place, or person repossess him and he comes out of it. Yeah, that's true. Distress doing to chant the name of God, forget about chanting, inability to chant, headache while or after chanting, smothering sensation when chanting, or the feeling of heat when chanting, followed by loss of consciousness. Ooh. Ghosts can cause a variety of symptoms in people affected by or possessed by them. Those symptoms mimic symptoms of physical or psychological illnesses or other worldly problems like financial problems. The diagnosis of the real root cause can be only made by a higher sixth sense or a medium, a person who is genuine, just not just in one, but one that know. In the absence of the above, we can intellectually summarize that the probable cause of the problem is ghost when its origin is unexplained or when it's not alleviated. This must be a conventional measure. This past conventional measure be taken. The diagnosis is fairly clear if the problem goes away with spiritual healing remedies, regular spiritual practice, and so I see if I can do another chapter. This one is very interesting indeed. It's okay. Let's see here. Through those other subject of possession can get some inkling. I think I have covered it already. I have touched on this subject already. That's true. Introduction to the types of ghosts. And not all of those are ghosts, those are demons. Oh, okay. So, all at the outset, it is important to know that while we use the phrase ghost, the in as a collective known to cover the entire gamut of negative energies. There is a vast difference between the lower order ghosts and higher order ghosts, such as the subtle sorcerers mantrix from the 60 and 70 region of hell. These differences in terms of their spiritual strength is like comparing the military might of the United States of America to a small country in the Pacific Ocean. Though they both have the status of being sovereign nations, they are simply not in the same league in terms of military might. It depends on their hierarchy and posts and ranks. Ghosts primarily use their spiritual strength gained through the type of spiritual practice to harm humanity. These not ghosts, these are demons, reptilian. The extent of possible harm depends on the spiritual strength, which generally functions by the type of a ghost, the type of a demon. It's demon lah. So the common ghost boot is relative strength of the type 1. Percentage of people affected, percent. That doesn't compare with any cent. Demons, the relative strength of the type 10 to 100 and affect 50% of the people. So most of those affected are by demons. And they does not compare in sense. Black serpent, 100%. I have seen that in 2014. 10% of the people affected, and their knowledge is very high, 70%. Females, the female goblins, those are demons. Oh my god. Oh, they are terrible. They are 1,000. In negativity, that means they're very, 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 very bad. And the people that affects 2%, oh, luckily, it does not compare with sin. Jacqueline is 1,000 knows 2% of the people, which 1,008% comparative sense, their knowledge. Spirit 10,000, 4%, 85%. So you see, this one is less people that they affect. You see, the demons being the most, ghost quite a substantial percentage, and a black serpent not much, the female goblin not much, the Jackie not much, the witch not much, the spirit 4% not much, and the magus 100. Oh, menos. Oh my goodness. They are very, very powerful. 90 to 95%. Do you understand all that? But they do not affect much people. It's 5%, but one come to me in 2016. He was very powerful. I can tell, real powerful. So spirit only 4%, and their level of the negativity is 10,000. This one, the magus negros, 100,000. So they are the worst of the worst of the worst of all. Jacqueline 1,000. So female 1,000. Black serpent 100, not much. Demons not much. And a ghost also not much. You see, ghost is not much. 1% only, and 10% they affect with human, and only one, so they can be easily dissuaded you as to move out. Oh my God, I can smell somebody. Smell here of that person who got sick. The figures on the tables are applicable to the current time period up until the year 2025. It shows an increase in the activity of higher level ghosts. No, but not more them, okay? It's not more. The demon is the most, right? It shows an increase in the activity of higher. No. They have been coming here a lot, but not much. Because they open portal for them as well. In the battle of good versus evil. Ordinarily, the type of negative energy that affecting a average person would be the common ghost departed the ancestor. Nope. However, here in the table it shows that in the current time there is a predominance of demons affecting mankind. Yeah, a lot. Ghosts not much. By percentage of people affected, we refer to the proportion of the world's population affected by the various types of negative energies. This column shows the spiritual level of sense involved in spreading spirituality and the spiritual strength as compared to the strength of various types of negative energies. For example, the spiritual strength of a saint of 70% involved in spreading spirituality is less than the spiritual strength of a type of a ghost, such as the female goblin. They are not ghosts. However, please note that the corresponding strength levels and spiritual levels can vary to some extent. It is impossible for the average exorcist spiritual healer to overcome negative energy above the common ghost. Yep. Oh my God, then what shall we do? So we are done for. Yeah, we are done. If even those who are trained to fight those energies are not able to counteract them, to fight them and win, how about us? Or departed the ancestors who have not become ghosts? Yeah, the average exorcist, spiritual healer, sorcerers, and average priest can at best remove only common ghosts or departed ancestors affecting or possessing a person. They would generally be unaware of any higher level negative energies possessing a person. We can discern when there is a lot of foul smell in the house and a scratch in our body and a lot of bad luck, then for sure this is demons. There's no more ghosts. These are demons, infections. In most cases, people are affected by departed ancestors wanting to trouble. No, it's not that. It's another thing. However, the desire of the stop that, dude. The person already explained that explain about all the other spirit, right? All the other entities, and now, but still keep on stick on this belief that it has to be our loved one departed. This is already a neurosis and an obsession. Most cases people back, but no, it's not that. It's by demons. However, the desire of the person says, no, it's not by energy from higher level. So even the case of a demon affecting a person, they may do it through a departed ancestor. So even the name of a demon affecting a person, in the case of a demon affecting a person, they may do it through a departed ancestor. In some cases, the departed ancestors could themselves be a type of negative energy. No, idiot. Unless that departed loved ones did long time there in a hell place, whatever, then they join with the other type of negative energies. So what happens here is that though that demons come to aid them into do bad, because they are there just to torment the incarnated people, because they are jealous or whatever of the people here. Okay, they are jealous and they hate eyes. Those are those Saurian. They hate eyes, and they will do it just anything to destroy eyes. So they join. If somebody have a problem, if somebody here among humans who died had a problem with somebody, they may come to disturb it. But if you don't help of a lower class entity, the subtle sorcerers rarely affect possessed people directly. They only do so in case of the hardened terrorist ruler working for the downfall of humanity at large, or C, or to stop a sane mission who is working. Oh my God! To stop saint mission who is working for the upliftment of humanity at a spiritual level. What? I'm not a saint, but I've been affected and attacked many for year on end. You see, year on end attacked, nearly died many times. And one of those, yes, I saw a mago. This sorcerer is a mago. I have seen them to 2016. Yeah, and they tried to influence me to do bad, evil things. And I started on 2013. No, 2012 I started to how to say it. I already always I try to learn more and more throughout my life. However, in 2012 I started to get more into this into metaphysics, and that it was when they start to come in 2013 to disturb me in a very bad ways, you know. But they started back in 2011, already affecting me badly. 2011. As you can see from the above card, the spiritual strength of astral sorcerer is the maximum amongst all type of negative energies. Yep. And they are they call the salamander. They are the high ranks reptilian. They are Draco. Oh, they are Draco reptilian. They are the higher ranks, and they are the sorcerers, the high magicians. This I know. They are the high rank. They are nothing like people say they are ghosts. This and that is rubbish, misconception, misunderstanding. They are nothing of the like. They are not even human. They never been, and they never will be. And if you say that they are human, they will get very angry and may harm you. Don't ever tell them that they are human. They never been. They will never be. Never be. They have access to enormous amount of spiritual black energy. They can access it to cause damage over large areas and severely affect humanity at large, yeah, with virus, viruses like Ebola, like Zika, like many others. They are the causes, and they can do black magic to send in virus and all those kind of thing to affect many people here. Pseudo sorcerers from the 60 and 70 region of hell have the spiritual capability to wage uh, astral war, a subtle war, even against lower level deities from the subtle region of heaven. I think they are the same now. Right now they are the same. They already joined forces already. They have joined force. They do this in the last resort. You see, they will fight among those who the right side, the light side. You see, but it's all a very very shady world. In reality, they are working together. Team bad versus team good is just a theater. For those of you who have been exposed to literature about ghosts, you may be wondering what happened to the familiar names you have read about, such as Satan, devil, poltergeist, phantom, etc. These are but various names of ghosts that fit into the framework. It doesn't matter the name, they are just one and only. It doesn't matter the name. Framework of generic type of ghost or demon that we have given above. No sense. Satan, Lucifer was the same thing. Devils are his compass, his allies who works for them. So Satan is the big chief. Is Lucifer maybe another one, I don't know. There's like sergeant and commander. One is a commander, another one is a sergeant, etc. Just an example. Devil and demons will be their workers. Devil can be made and fabricated in hell itself. They do have bases over there in labs, laboratory, where they create new beings, and they place more fire into them and molecular fire into them, and then they place also the DNA of the devil, of Satan itself into them, and some level of machineries and technology to dislocate from one place to another, programmed. Actually, they are programmed. The devils, most of the time, they are programmed. Ghosts too can be programmed. If they are captured, they work with them, they become zombies. And they can become vampires, and they can become other things. And they can become aliens. People must understand all that. So it's a variety, infinity, ample universe of all those entities that people need to understand. It's all created by Lucifer. Is there any hierarchy in ghosts? Yes, there is a hierarchy among ghosts which is based on the spiritual power or strength. Ultimately, all ghosts are controlled by, because they are programmed. They are just like a zombie. They are just like an android. Think of android. Think AI. What they call artificial intelligence. Yep, that's them. On that, they will create more scary faces. Like that. Like those sci-fi movies where have all kind of beasts, dragons, this and that, monsters. Or the Jimmy, I don't know that man who passed away, who invented the Sesame Street's Muppets, and he have never-ending stories, all those kind of moves, whereby you will see a lot of the strange-looking creatures. Yeah, it's all controlled, just like a machinery inside, you see. It's all controlled by high technology. There's nothing very like mysterious about that. Is there any head of all ghosts? Yes. What? He's a subtle sorcerer who is a guru master. Oh, he's a mago. He's a mago. They control these zombies. The ghosts usually are zombies. They no more have they lose their personality, unfortunately. And that's our reality. I'm here, but my heart is broken to think that our loved ones will be transformed into this kind of monster zombies. How does a ghost become particular type of a ghost or type of a demon? The main reason behind a person becoming a certain type of a ghost or type of a demon is due to their predominant personality trait and their predominant thought at the time of death. For example, people involved in adversely affecting humanity at large are more likely to become subtle sorcerers. On the other hand, excessive worldly desires and constantly thinking ill about others may culminate in one becoming a common ghost after death. This use depends on how much the trait is ingrained in oneself and how often it has manifested into action. Consequently, one's fate in the afterlife can also be determined by the type of a ghost that controls the person when on earth. And in cases where a person on earth is fully under the control of a demon, such as a subtle sorcerer, they are more likely to become slave subtle sorcerers in the afterlife. The basic rule is that negative personalities attract negativity and are fueled by ghosts, demons, devils, negative energies, with or without their knowledge. Yeah, it can be true. Basic shape and form of types of ghosts. In the various articles where we have provided detailed information on the various types of ghosts and demons, generic form has provided. Please note that this is just a rough guide, as ghosts can take up any form. The spiritual principle that world, touch, form, taste, smell, and associated energy can exist is also true with ghosts. Ghosts also can be a hologram. They are not real. They are hologram, just imaginary. Depend on that type of energy. They take up generic forms. These forms can, however, change, depend on what the ghost is trying to achieve. For example, if the ghost is trying to intimidate, it will take up an intimidation form. This is a hologram. Whereas if it is trying to fool a spiritual healer, it may take a form of an angel, or a positive energy. They can also take the form of a departed loved ones, a dead relative, thus misleading psychics and the people who come to psychics to inquire about departed relatives. This is true in almost all cases. Yeah. So that is all about the second part of this article about ghosts. Who are they and what are they not? Watch out for the next video, part 3.